It's a zoo keep, 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 use keep, zoo keep, zoo keep, zoo keep, and the zoo keep, or the zoo keep, and the zoo keep was zoo keep was zoo keep. But the people say he wasn't zoo keep. Zookeep say he had the most money out of everybody, and somehow, some shape or another, the people tried to make him seem like the biggest fool. They tried to make him look like the biggest fool in the city of Beloit that the city people ever see. It was a hell of a thing. And then Zoo get to touching on cones. He get to showing the people at the library they need to get the code up. He just want touch one cone, two cones. And then we see a lot of things that went wrong. And we also notate we want to do a special show not only for Victoria Bailey, the police that asked Zoo on a date, and see how far Zookeeper imagination could stretch if they gave him a government job. Now see, stop rookies. It was a government job once she approached Zoo. I had to protect her. She come ask Zoo on a date. She ain't asked nobody else on the date. All the guys in the church, they could have been, asked on a date by this woman. And he want to know why out of all people, Victoria A. Bailey, before she even became a cop, come right up on Zoo. I mean, baby, what is it about me that inspired you to even want to play like you wanted to venture on this date? And as we talking about that situation, we also must notate another situation. The zookeeper pointed out to the public people in the city of Beloit, I mean the government people, the criminals, the police, all the first responders, that the government is being ambiguous in the disbursement of the funds, and we call them government funds for artificial intelligence-based preschools. And we want to know why all the curriculums ain't the same when we know in the state all kids must learn at their age appropriate to the lessons that's being taught. And what we try to do in 2021 from 2024 is discuss this thing called artificial intelligence. And Victoria Bailey, she didn't know nothing about it. And then Zeus said he been writing to Chief James D. Peterson, and Chief James D. Peterson been blocking him. Hold on, this is way out. We not gonna let you talk about no governmental affairs. But then we got to remind the chief what happened. Zookeeper say he was at the Mercy Hill Church and the city of Janesville at the Armory. He happened to walk in and he had no particular woman in mind. He had been with 700 women. God say maybe it's time for you to really show the government how smart you can be if they would give you a new star. And Lord behold, they send Zookeeper, this woman, this beautiful creature, crazy creature. She come ask Zoo on a date, Officer Bailey, before she took the test. She come say, hey, you want to hang out? And Zoo don't really understand that language. What does hang out mean when a Caucasian woman, age appropriate, asks a man, do he want to hang out? We want to isolate that question as we question ourselves tonight and trying to figure out, is it true or is it false that Zookeeper busted the government? Tony Evers on down, all Attorney General's office employees in federal, Attorney General Malik, Attorney General Brad Schimmel, Attorney General Joshua Call, Governor Evers, Tommy Thompson. What year was it that the government approved a grant for government money to be dispersed to a city, a town, a state, a village, a province under this government money that was available under artificial intelligence? And Zookeeper believes somehow in the Rock County region, we did not get the memo. I mean, stop it, rookies. We ain't get the memo. It just wasn't there. I mean, unless let's see. Let's shout out ACM. They got nothing artificially intelligent out, bragging about the things that they doing artificially intelligent in this new economy. Zookeeper say is so many billionaires and trillionaires that started in preschool and now they're in high school and middle school. And it's a situation where the city of Beloit, the Rock County sheriffs, all law enforcement personnel, they ain't got through the science of criminal justice course that they take mandatory obligation to study this thing called artificial intelligence. And then we got preschoolers that somehow, some way, some shape or another know about artificial intelligence. I mean, what was intelligent about this level of intelligence? I mean, government oversight is a job. And we got auditors that do it. And shout out to ACM, American Construction Metals. 600 Park Avenue, E6, the main visitor entrance. And they cleaning up, they getting it nice and neat. But at the same time, baby, Officer Bailey, I told you I had $50 million dollars. But you didn't quite see things my way. I'll pick it up a little trash, want to get a little attention. Why is this man tending to my property? Baby, I'm gonna tend to their property because I'm finna take it over on this thing called artificial intelligence. Product that we just don't see as product. It just ain't here. It's just, we got this big, beautiful business, nothing out here on full display for the preschoolers to promote them, to trigger their mind to want to be able to see more an artificial web design, artificial intelligent toys, artificial intelligent markets. As we study business districts, business codes, we talk about police affairs, governmental affairs, not even the police in love with Zoo. He say, hold on, now the police let me. We got to break this thing down. Zookeeper say he was the worst human with a human tongue to ever say he believed in God. He slept with 700 women, and then somebody in government come approach him, and he say, well, now it's my job to look after you because, the government wanted to see how far I can go with this thing. And as we trying to see how far we can go with this thing, we want to test all state and federal record keeping file systems. We want to make them now artificially intelligent because somehow, some way, or some shape or another, the zookeepers say when it come time for the state to really prove the evidence they got, prove the evidence they don't got through the federal rule civil procedure process, Rule 12, Rule 26B, 26F, 33, 34, 37, 45, and that's pre-trial. And then we get to summary judgment part when we briefing, putting in evidence and showing the judge why a lawsuit should be dismissed. At the summary judge phase, why it should go to jury trial. And Zeus say we've been wrapped up in this thing so cold that every time he get on his phone, they don't even care about what's really going on with the lawsuit. He say every time he speak, he get to speaking so much government business that even government had an oversight on this level of business. And we talking about business, we want to focus on the senior fair. Hopefully you attend the senior fair because a lot of people that was here last year just ain't here. And we focusing on God giving purpose, mission, dream, and premonition. God don't call us to be scared when we know what we're capable of doing. So he say he was approached by this woman named Victoria A. Bailey. And she wasn't even yet part of the government. We gotta notate this. She was not an employee of the government. She was fully an employee of Mercy Hill Church. So Zeus say he had a $50 million opportunity from God, and he's seen a singer. Now we gotta understand there between why some people that can sing real good, some people that can sing mediocre, and some people that's terrible singers. They get an opportunity on the world stage, the international stage. It just ain't the way you sing. It's about if you look like a movie star or not. And then as we thinking about whether or not Victoria A. Bailey looks like a movie star, Zeus say 3 years ago he met a new Katy Perry. And all 700 women that he had with before the situation putting all legal protection on it, they got jealous. Because when Zookeeper leave a woman, he don't care if she worth $1,000 zillion. When he leave, it's just over. A shout out to Fairbanks Morse. When he leave, it's just over. Like, I mean, they see him in public and they know he always done a little bit better. Now, we can't say that she was the most wealthiest woman that ever approached Zoo, but it was just something about her. She on the stage confessing it. And Zeus say he loved when he hear a woman quote scriptures, sing the scriptures. So he got entranced in this movie in his head. Well, he said he got $50 million opportunity, and Victoria was gonna lead the choir, but not be the lead singer. She was gonna be the choir director. And he said that's all he wanted from her. I just want you to be my choir director. That I don't want nothing else from you. Don't care if you got 1,000 boyfriends. Get away from me. I don't care. And then this happened. He say he at Walmart, city of Janesville, jumped on his motorcycle, riding real good, real hard, like the people, we slide, we feeling good, and I'm on my bike doing my thing, and then hey, you wanna hang out? Had happened. And we talking about the hey, you wanna hang out, it happens. Zuki would say, well, no, I'm in love to more than anything in the world right now. I would love to jump inside my flesh, hold your hand, and romance you with all the romantic lines that you might want to hear, you might need in your life right now. Maybe you might be rich, maybe you might be poor in spirit, maybe you might need a bodyguard, a real bloodhound for the money. We don't know why. This woman approached Zoo. He say, what a hell of a situation. But then he said, and only confidential files at this moment could clarify this. He said, hold on, you approach me. Do you know who I am? Yes. All this and that. And then the third, she still insisted. So it was the get back to me's though. Get back to me next week. The chief, he might have some information for me to share with you. He might have some information for me to share with you. He might. Just get back to me next week. Make sure you come back. And it was to make sure you come back that hurt Zoo, and then we get to delegating in the delegation, and then now all of a sudden the people hiding evidence. And we want to get to a John Doe situation. Zoo say John Doe told him, he was convicted of a sex crime. And we know how we look at people are convicted of sex crime. John Doe though, he say it may be true, it may be false. John Doe, he's something else. Jane Doe, she's something else. Jane Doe or John Doe told Zoo that the state, when they went to trial, lost DNA evidence. And we want to know how the state could lose evidence if we dispatching everything through dispatch. So if we get all the dispatch notes on the sexual assault DNA kit that come up missing, maybe we could find some answers on where the lab went wrong, and who was the person working on the shift when the DNA evidence come up missing. We tracked down all evidence, so we got a situation where DNA evidence had induced a false motive, fear confession. And we want to talk about what the state would do to you if they telling you they're going to give you 100 years, but they don't have all the evidence to really prove you guilty. So Zookeeper say John Doe told him that the state took her to trial, and lost the evidence when it was time for them to present her evidence, the body fluid that was allegedly inside the victim. And we want to put all legal protection on the victim in this situation, but we want to break this down because we like to play brain exercises with my baby. At the same time, we want to have her so educated that if she never want to go on a date with Zeus, she know what to do and what not to do. And so we discussing the what not to do and to do. If God not tell you, hold on. If your parents tell you, see, and only Victoria could say whether or not her mom and her dad stood in church with Zookeeper, looked him up and down and say, well, that's the one for you. Nobody gonna play with this man. It's just something about him that God got him a strong protection over this man. And we want to know if Officer Bailey parents, told her to play with Zoo, come ask him on a date and see if he would spend his $50 million check to uplift her financial condition. But zookeepers say, it's bigger than that. No matter what, Victoria might have told everybody in church that she was gonna bag me, and when Zeus say bag, that means she was gonna declare and decree I was her property. And Zeus say 700 women have tried this frivolous love affair with the zoo, and putting all legal protection on it. He say he had business to handle. He had to talk to government because she got the biggest purse that could ever be pursed. He just fell in love with government. All his women confused, want to know who Officer Bailey is. So we gonna introduce the people to her tonight as we post her on Facebook. Because she a hell of a woman if she could play with the zoo. But we got to understand what really happened in government. Government told Officer Bailey to plead the fifth, but they ain't pleaded right. And then we want to get back to that DNA kit that was lost. Did or did not the state lose the DNA through some faulty records keeping system? And we want to notate how important artificial intelligence, records keeping would be for us if we could just do it one time. I mean, shout out to Fairbanks. Shout out to Old Fashioned. Shout out to this business district with no cameras. The artificial intelligence kind. And we just want to exclusively speak to Bailey. We sent her the email tonight. Now she understands that Chief Judge J.C. Peterson might be in a little trouble. And he led on to believe that Zookeeper was the most deplorable human in the world who ever tried to go against police on police misconduct complaints under the Fourth Amendment, under the 14th Amendment, under all amendments played tonight. We got a situation. We got 29 issues going to the United States Supreme Court by petition for writ of certiorari on permission to bypass the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals, case number 24-1653. And as we are discussing that, we want to jump right back into that DNA kit. That DNA kit is something like what happened to Eagle. He say on 21 CV 555 JDP, he had death threats, blood all over his house. And then he say he was called names. Asked if he could read, if he could write. He was a boy, called him all kind of names. And they called him everything but a child of God. And when they did that, did they know that they was finna get 29 issues from the Supreme Court to them trying to see what happened in government? And this is the importance of being a government auditor. Guilt versus Confight 6, 5-8, Fed 30, 82 and 83. So Zeus say he been talking to Victoria, for about 3 years and some change now. Baby, it ain't time yet. It ain't time yet. But he say he can't give her 4 years. He give no woman 4 years, but he had to give us some time to see what type of connection she had, to see what type of woman she was, and to see if we can get some more money because baby, she on the lowest of the totem pole. I mean, they send me a woman on the lowest of the totem pole. Zookeeper say he would have to boss this creature all the way up. I mean, we can't, what? Who your girlfriend is? Oh, a little cop at the station. Excuse me? Zookeeper say he still got women out here, delegating $250,000, house deals, $1 million home deals. We got women that went and was strippers in the strip club and married movie stars in California. Old men about to die just tricked them out their check, knew they needed a piece of that little hot tail. And we want to stop rookies. Knew they needed a piece of that tail. No old man on his deathbed, he say, well, you gonna give me one chance to play with you? And did them women bring Zookeeper a lot of money? Is that money put up? A lot of people want to know if Zookeeper rich or broke. But Zookeeper say it ain't about the money. It's about the faith. We kind of messed up. Let's rewind that move. We seen a woman that was fully in church. Mercy Hill Church was a tribulation. She's singing her tail off, and Zeus say, I got a $50 million check. Should I cash it or not? And as he was asking himself that question, getting deep within the scripture, studying every day, he happened to stumble up on something like this in a legit traffic control situation. We ain't got no cameras that could be put here under the First Amendment. The government ain't sent us artificial intelligence government free money. We put it all on YouTube. Hey, on YouTube, other cities, other states got schools. I mean, preschoolers learning this artificial intelligence based information. I mean, why we ain't in Beloit with this? No, why it ain't in Janesville? And why that camera ain't here? It's free. It just, robs you of his imagination when he more educated than all the humans, but the humans who's got the money, see, they claim to be really educated. So Zeus say he would go broke and homeless to make sure he teach Officer Bailey never to play with a man under that pretense again, because those zookeepers say it was a dangerous situation. No, they say allegedly now through the rumor mill, they say a zookeeper is the worst criminal ever to be a criminal. He's murdered people. He's done this. He's the big. He's this. It's just some sick rumors. He's a rapist. He's a con artist. He's a loser. He's a womanizer. He's a woman beater. No, he's just the most unsafe human to ever be human. He just can't be trusted. So zookeepers say, I got a trick for that. I'm finna get away from all the people who just love to gossip about me. I got to get away from these creatures. These creatures